If your team is using Monday.com and Jira and you've wanted them to talk together, well, my good friends at Resolution have updated their Monday.com for Jira connector, and we are now going to be able to do some really cool things. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get your Jira and Monday.com talking together. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a like if you get value out of this video. And don't forget to check out the links down below so that you can start your free 30-day trial to Monday.com for Jira. All right, let's jump into Jira and let's start with the configuration step, as this is going to involve a couple of different clicks that I want to make sure that you're aware of so that you have a smooth experience.
Don't wanna sleep in, 'cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move.
So on the Jira side, obviously you're going to want to go and install Monday.com for Jira. And so you'll do that doing the traditional way, which is going to the gear, going to your apps, and you're going to search up Monday. So when you do that, we're going to select the resolution one, which is the one with this green icon here. So you'll click on that, you'll install your trial, and then we're going to get started. So once it's set up, all you got to do is within the same apps configuration page, we're going to click on Monday over here on the left hand side, and then we're going to click on create connection. Now, Resolution does have some phenomenal documentation, so if you want to see a screenshot version of all this, go ahead and click on this go to documentation, but otherwise follow along with this video. So we're going to click on create connection, and you're going to start by naming your connection. So this is going to be whatever you want it to be, but I'm just going to say Monday to Jira. Then you're going to pick which groups are going to be allowed to browse and make viewable to other users. So this can be any group that you want. So it can be, if you want everybody, it can just be your Jira-users group, or if you just want your admins, it's all up to you. So feel free to pick the right group from the available list here. And in this particular case, I'm just going to pick my site admins, as that's the group that I want to be able to do it, since that's just for this demo. But you're going to want to pick the right group. I recommend you use Jira users if you want everybody. Then comes the fun part. Now you got to pick which Jira projects are going to be able to talk to Monday. So I'm just going to randomly pick one of my projects. So I'm going to grab this demo, how Jira works. So I'm going to type that in there, and I'm going to go look for it. So here it is. And you can add as many projects as you want, but I'm just going to use one for this demo. So click next. All right, once that's done, now we got to go and install the application on the Monday side. So go ahead and click on Add to Monday. This is going to open up your Monday, and this is going to set up the installation of the Monday app. So we're going to click Install here, as we want it on all workspaces. And that's it. We can go back to Jira, and we're going to click on Next. And now we're going to authenticate our connection. This is going to take us to this page where we're going to connect to your Monday account. And so we're going to click on that. We're going to click Authorize. So now this establishes a handshake between Jira and Monday, and we are at the successful. So now you're going to hit Continue, and that's pretty much it. At this point, our handshake between Jira and Monday.com is established, and now we get to go deep dive into the cool features. So let's go do that next. So now that we've established our handshake between Jira and Monday, now it's time to figure out how do we get the two to actually work together. So first we want to go into Monday.com, and we're going to go and set up some of the settings on our Monday.com board. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our board in Monday. We're going to right click over here on the left hand side, and we're going to change board type, and we're going to change it to shareable. Once you do that, you're going to click on this yes, we want to do that, and select and accept that. So once we have that there, we're going to be able to click on these ellipses here under main table, and we're going to be able to click on this share button here. This is going to get us our shareable link and our embedded code. So in this particular case, so we want to grab the shareable link here. So then on the Jira side, we're going to click on any issue that you want, and there's this Monday.com icon. So you're going to want to click on that. That will pop up this Monday.com UI, and we're just going to click on Add Board, and we're going to be able to paste in our shareable link there and click Embed. So now we're going to give it a name. So this is like from Monday, whatever you want it to be here. And then you can pick an icon. I'm just going to leave the defaults and click save. So now we've officially established a handshake, and we can now see the boards from Monday within Jira. Keep in mind now that you can add multiple boards. So we can just repeat the process for multiple boards and keep embedding those boards in here. And now you can have a list of all the various boards that are relative and related to this particular issue. So you can do this like at your initiative or epic level and yield some pretty cool results there. Once the board has been embedded, you can simply click on this icon here, and this is going to give us a read-only view of what is happening in Monday.com And so if you want to make any changes to this, you are going to have to make those changes in Monday.com. But now your team doesn't have to go into Monday.com to see that information. They're going to be able to see it right here within Jira. Now let's say that we don't want to add an entire board. Maybe we want to bring in a specific item. Well, in this particular case, we want to click on this add item icon here. This is going to let us go into our Monday.com workspaces, find the workspace that we want, find the board that we want, and then we're going to look for a specific item. So I'm just going to bring in project 1 and click OK. And so what that's going to do is, rather than bringing me the whole board, now I can see just the status of what's happening on the Monday.com side for this particular line item. So you can rinse and repeat this for every single item that is of interest to you. And so you can be very granular, very specific. And so instead of, again, bringing in that whole board that brings in everything, we can just bring in that one specific row from Monday.com. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that you're going to be able to communicate between Jira and Monday.com, and that's going to happen primarily via the comments. Now, before we actually drop a comment, you actually have to go into Monday.com and you have to select an item. Once you select an item, there's a little plus button over here to add view. And we're going to click on that plus button and we're going to add the Jira issues from our Monday.com to Jira installation that we did a few minutes earlier. So once we have that, we'll be able to see that this connection is now established and we can see the Jira issue that we've been working off of. And then that's it. And so now that we can see that information here, over on the Jira side, we're going to be able to come in and say, this is my Jira comment. I'm going to be able to save it. And when I do that, I can come back over to Monday and I can click refresh. And once I click refresh and I click back on Jira issues on the right, you're going to be able to see that comment that I just left. There's a little icon here. I can click on that and you're going to see that there's a comment here. Now, the beautiful part here is now from my Monday.com users, we can go, yes, I can see it from Monday. And when I click reply here, this, again, keep in mind, we're in the Monday.com UI. We're not going to be able to go back into Jira, hit refresh over here. And as you can see, the comment from Monday is right here. So this is pretty cool. It tells me who did it and what the comment is. Another piece of information that I want to show you is that when you do embed an item from Monday into Jira, you can click on this little pencil here, which is going to allow you to pick the columns that are available from Monday. Now, as you can see, I only have 3 columns here because they correspond to these 3 columns over here. But if you had more in Monday, you'd be able to show and customize them. So let's just say that I want to get rid of the owner. Well, when you do that, it gets rid of that there. I can hit the check mark and save it. So these are customizable views that you can do within the Jira UI to kind of control what Monday data is displayed on the Jira side. And the final thing that I want to show you is on the Monday.com side. You can come into any of these items that you start creating in your Monday.com side, and you simply can link to a Jira issue. So earlier, because we did the connection and the handshake from Jira, this was already established here. But as you can see, this project 2 doesn't have anything. And so we can simply come and click into this. We'll pick the project that we're linking into, and then we're going to pick the Jira issue that we want. So I'll pick thing 1. You can add more issues if you want, but I'm going to simply click on add issue. And now a handshake has been created on the Monday side, and it's going to be showing me Jira information within Monday. And now let me show you how to actually add a Jira issue from within Monday.com's UI so that it shows up over on the Jira side. So select an item from Monday, and we're going to go back to our tab on the right that says Jira issues. Once we're there, this seems a little counterintuitive, but bear with me as this will make total sense. You're going to want to click on the link Jira issue. And once you're there, you're going to not select an existing issue, but rather we're going to look at this little plus button that says add new issue. So I'll click on that. And when you click on that, you're able to now basically populate an issue. So you just need to pick the issue type. So you can make a story. You're going to do from Monday. You're going to select your reporter. And that's pretty much it. You just fill out any other required fields that you have. And then you just click on create issue. Once you do that, you will see that your issue is linked, and then you can click on it and it's going to take you over to Jira, and you can see that our Jira issue exists over there that came from Monday. So this is pretty much it. You're able to establish Jira issues inside of Jira and connect them to Monday.com items and have them talk to each other. A lot of the interaction is going to be read-only, which is okay because it allows you to have a single source of truth. And for the most important part, which is really the communication part, you're going to be able to leverage that comment section to be able to talk to one or the other. So this is going to be a really neat way of getting your Monday and Jira to talk to each other. Up next, let's go and connect Confluence with Monday. And I'm going to show you how very similarly you can connect your boards and items and visualize them in your Confluence pages. So for this, we're going to want to go into Confluence. We're going to click on our gear. We're going to go to apps, find new apps, and we're going to do the same thing where we're going to type in Monday. And we're going to click on this monday.com for Confluence. Once you do that, you're going to start your free 30-day trial. Click on that, and we're going to wait for this to install. Once it is installed, you want to click on the gear, and this is going to bring us back to our Confluence settings. On the left-hand side, we're going to look for monday.com configuration. Click on that. And very similar to what we did in Jira, we're going to create a connection. We're going to name it here, Monday to Confluence this time. Very similar from a security standpoint. You get to pick the groups that you want. I'm just going to do site admins for this particular case. But again, this is where you're going to want to add a specific group or your Confluence users group if you want everybody. Click on next. This is going to go and then add the connection to Monday. So we're going to click on this, and this is going to open us up on Monday. We're now going to install the monday.com for Confluence app, not the Jira one because we've already done that in the previous steps. But now we're going to click on install. This is going to install the plugin on the monday.com side. And you can see we have them both installed now. Back over in Confluence, we can click on next. We're going to click authenticate. Then we're going to click on this big blue button over here that says connect to monday.com. This is going to take us back over to Monday where we're going to authorize the connection and then hit continue. Hit continue here, and we're pretty much done. Now, very similar to what we did in Jira, now we get to actually embed our boards or items into our spaces. So let's take a look at how that works. So go into any space that you want. I'm just going to pick my demo space here, and then I'm going to randomly pick a page. Doesn't matter which page. Let's just pick this product requirements page right here. And then I'm going to pick any white space. I'm going to do /Monday. And as you can see, I can now embed calendars, charts, and more. So I'm going to click on that. And then we're going to get the link to our board. Now, very similar to the very first time that we did this. If you haven't done it already, you do need to go and set your board to be shareable, which we've already covered at the beginning of this video. So now all we want to do is grab that shareable link again. So we're going to click on this main table here, click on share, grab this item here. We're going to go back into Confluence, paste that link in here, give it a board name. It doesn't matter what you call it at this point. I'm just going to go from Monday. And then you can change your view settings. How far in or out do you want to zoom? Any tweaks to the height? I'm going to leave all the defaults, and I'm going to click embed. So at this point, I now have my board configured completely. Hit update on your page so you can publish that. And now our board becomes interactive. So very similar to what we did earlier in Jira, this is now a view only board. We can open it up full screen. We can pop it up and see it as its own little window. And that's pretty much it. Now let's do this again. We're going to click on the edit pencil here. And I'm going to go below this one because now that we have the board in here, I want to now embed a specific item. So I'm going to find some white space down here. And I'm going to do the same Monday. But this time, pay very, very particular attention. Last time we did the board. But this time we're going to click on items, and we're going to be able to do, again, the very same thing that we did in Jira. We pick our main workspace, we pick our board. We're going to pick the item, right? So this time I'm going to bring in project item number 3. There's a very specific item in monday.com, and we're going to be able to bring it in. As you can see, it is right here. We can click update or publish, and now we're going to have that information as well. So those are the two different things that you can bring in, so you can see the entire board, or again, very similar to what we did in Jira, you can just bring in that specific item and see it within Confluence. Now, if you wanted to get a little bit faster before you hit publish, we can click on the edit pencil here, and what you're going to be able to do is click on your other options, and you're going to be able to filter by columns and filter by groups. Now, again, I don't have a whole lot of information because I'm doing the defaults, but you're going to be able to bring that information in. Now, if you also want to hide the headers, you can do that as well. Or if you want to hide the group titles, you can do that as well. Now, I'm going to leave it all there, but keep in mind that you do have the option to filter this information so you can customize the view of what you see. So if you don't want to see specific, like again, if you don't want to see the owner, you can just deselect it and it's not going to bring it. If you have additional columns inside of Monday, you'll be able to select from those, so you can pick what you do or do not display within Confluence. So that's really, really neat. So click that embed button again. We're going to click update. And one last thing we're going to show you once this is all done is over here on the left hand side, we are going to have the monday.com gallery. So go ahead and click on that. And what this is going to do is it's going to go across this particular space, find all of the boards that are connected somewhere in a page somewhere. So you're going to be able to see everything here. You'll have a link so you can click on board number and you'll be able to see the monday.com board there, or you'll be able to click on the Confluence link, which is going to take you to the page that then has that board information. So that's it for this video. Now you know how to use Jira and Confluence with monday.com. Really, really cool integration that allows you to, again, preserve that single source of truth. And rather than duplicating data, you can bring data in so you can visualize it and your teams can communicate that much better. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're itching to try out a free trial, make sure you click on that link in the description down below so you can start your free 30-day trial to Monday or Confluence or both connections to Jira. All right, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.